So the concept that all men are created equal did not make sense to me when I was an atheist. So when your life starts, when you are conceived, you have an equal value to every other human being. And I didn't really see how this would work. Like, that seems nice. Like, I think that everyone has value, but also at the same time, I know that some people are more athletic, or some people are smarter, some people are born with disabilities, right? And so I felt nice saying that all men are created equal, but in reality, when I was really thinking about it, I was like, how can all men be created equal when I just look around me, like at my high school, and you got, popular people, you got disabled people, it's just a spectrum. You got, people that are being bullied, stuff like this, and then you have, very well liked, very rich, you got athletes, and you see this big difference. And so when I was an atheist, it didn't really make sense to me, and I really didn't think that all people were created equal. And now that might feel nice to say, like, I think everyone has value, and I felt like that was right, but I didn't really have a logical reason for that, which maybe there is that somebody could explain to me. But I also did some research. I'm like, how are all men created equal? It doesn't seem like it, because it seems like some people are created with disadvantages. However, now that I'm a Christian, I realize the principle behind it. All men are created equal because they are created in the image of God. And really, people's souls is what matter, because not everyone's created equal physically, not everyone's created equal mentally, the same God-given value. And now I realize why this is right, because God sees everyone with such value that just because maybe they're intellectually slow, or they're physically handicapped, or any of the above things that maybe would make you consider less than in this culture or by other people, that doesn't matter to God at all. But rather, he cares about our hearts and our souls. One interesting thing I found out after I became a Christian is the slavery abolition. Now, it used to be where blacks were, 2/3 of a person, right? And so, we know they had some value, but they were basically just property. And so you got humans, white people with value, and then you have black people that have only monetary value. But the idea that all people are created in the image of God and have an inherent value as their soul, then you realize that these people are not just property. You can't put a price on people. And also, people have the God-given right to have freedom. But this kind of blew me away, that it was the Christians that stood up and say, no, it's not okay to enslave people. These people are made in the image of God, and they are just as valuable as you or me, which was completely counterculture at the time. And also, another thing that's really interesting is, as we look at the abolition of slavery, we also can look at basically the rest of the history of the United States. And the reason that the United States was so successful is because of the founding fathers being Christians, and the majority of our country being Christian. And it's like, in God we trust on our dollar bill. This is a Christian country, which is not anymore. I mean, we're definitely post-Christian, and I would argue that we're seeing the decline of our country for that very reason. People are far from God, and you can see it in our politics on both sides. You can see it in our economy. You can see it in our international relations. So I'm not going to get into politics, but you can definitely see it, the decline. As we get further from God, we get further from peace, and we get further from the truth. So I'm glad that God showed me the truth, and that he showed me that all people are created equal. All right, guys, I hope you got something out of that. Like, subscribe, leave a comment if you disagree with me, or you want to add something, and I'll probably reply to you. Thanks.